Oh yeah.
My mate is Holland. Another mate of mine is places at Task.
Welcome to Horham on this beautiful sunny morning. 70 years ago, reading in Hawkins' book, B17's over Berlin, which the 3 chapters in there are fascinating reading of what happened today. The day itself was a crisp day with squally snow showers. 2 previous attempts to bomb the German capital in daylight had to be aborted due to bad weather. Early on in the war, Hermann Goering stated that no enemy plane shall fly over Third Reich. He was proved wrong. The RAF were been bombing the Berlin since 1940, and on March the 4th, 1944, it was the turn of the United States Army Air Force in daylight. That morning at approximately 7:30, the 95th took off. The command pilot that day was Lieutenant Colonel Griff Mumford, in the plane made famous I'll Be Around. He was commanding B Wing. A Wing was being commanded by Lieutenant Hal Powers. They took off and formed up with the other elements of the 13th Combat Wing, the 390th and the 100th. They were en route. The weather was atrocious. They were joined that day for the first time by the 482nd Bomb Group, 2 Pathfinder aircraft. The pilot was Lieutenant William Owen, himself a former 95th pilot. That day they had the benefit of radar because they were bombing through cloud. Just before lunchtime, they encountered a lot of enemy attacks and flak en route to the capital. A signal was sent. The radio operator on I'll Be Around, Technical Sergeant Atterbury, listened to the recall. It wasn't right, it was too close. The signal strength was somewhat different, and it wasn't concluded with the correct call sign. The other parts of the elements of the formation turned round. Lieutenant Colonel Mumford said to Al Brown, the pilot, "We will press on." Press on they did. 2 squadrons of the 95th, 2 squadrons of the 100th pressed on to Berlin. About 50 miles away from the capital, little friends were seen. The Mustangs. That day was Chuck Yeager's first mission. Successfully, the capital was bombed. I'll Be Around couldn't open her bomb bay doors. The temperature that day was minus 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Quite a cold day. They came back, again dodging flak and enemy fighters, and when they landed, the vehicles picked up the crew of I'll Be Around, Lieutenant Colonel Mumford and all the crew, and they were all split up. They're interrogated separately. Al Brown told me that when Colonel Mumford was taken away, he didn't know if he was going to get a medal or a court-martial. The interrogation was checked, and it found out that the recall was incorrect. The signal, they did right to carry on, and history was born that day. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are not honouring the dead. The mission is horrendous, as the chaplain here will confirm. War is hell. We are here to honour the 95th, because today, that day, 70 years ago, was the day that the 95th were made very much unique in the whole entire 8th Air Force. They were the only bomb group in the 8th to receive 3 unit citations from the American President.
Thank you for allowing us to be a part of the ceremony today. And on behalf of Colonel Kyle Robinson and the 48th Fighter Wing, what a rich privilege it is for us to share in these moments and to thank you for keeping alive the heritage of the service and the sacrifice of the men of the 95th Bomb Group. What a proud heritage. You know, to look and we see the labor of love of the Red Feather Club and of our British friends. What a great partnership. So, just a moment of quiet. We hear birds. It's a beautiful day. And we almost take it for granted that we live in security, we live in prosperity, we live in freedom. But that freedom and that prosperity and that security was hard-earned for us. People went through hell to fight back tyranny so that we could enjoy those benefits 70 years later. What a proud heritage that these men have left for us, and that we can carry it in our hearts and in our lives and serve with nobility, to serve with selfless sacrifice and caring for each other. So it's a proud day to be here and to honor their sacrifices. The United States Air Force has formulated the Airman's Creed. And after I read the creed, I'll have a brief prayer, and then our NCOs will lay the wreath. I am an American airman. I have answered my nation's call. I am an American airman. My mission is to fly, fight, and win. I am faithful to a proud heritage, a tradition of honor, and a legacy of valor. I am an American airman, guardian of freedom and justice, my nation's sword and shield, its sentry and avenger. I defend my country with my life. I am an American airman, wingman, leader, warrior. I will never leave an airman behind. I will never falter. I will not fail. Let us pray. Lord, I thank you for these American airmen, their heritage, that they would not falter, they would not fail. They had answered their nation's call. And thank you that you've entrusted that rich legacy, that proud tradition to us. Inspire us afresh and anew today to serve with nobility, to serve with selfless sacrifice for the cause of freedom. Thank you for this honor. Thank you for this time together. I thank you for the rich friendships that have been forged across 7 decades between the people of this village and the American Airmen. Join us in our celebration, in our commemoration, and continue to strengthen those bonds of friendship and our lives of service. We ask this in your great name.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for attending today. The veterans and families of the 95th Memorials Foundation sent their gratitude in advance for your attendance today. Many asked that their fathers be in your thoughts. I know there's several standing here today who met men who are on that mission. Al Brown, Joe Blagg, Ed Charles. They're up there with us, ladies and gentlemen. They'll never be forgotten, and many more like them. Please come into the Red Feather Club. There's light refreshments, and have a look around the museum. We do appreciate you coming along today. Today just could not pass without doing something to honour the March the 4th mission 1944. Thank you very much once again.